Hey Stampers, Gaynor again. Somebody asked me if I would make a card after watching the whole video, if I would make a card using the woven heirlooms, and I started, as you know, from A upwards, but I thought it's just a one-off. She kindly requested it, so I thought I would do a card using the woven heirlooms, and when I get to it again, after I've run through the alphabet, I'll do another one. But I've just been having a little play. There's no video on how to line up the embossing folder. We know how to do an embossing folder, but do you run it through the embossing folder first? Do you die cut it first? So I did the embossing first, then die cut, and then found that I had to go and die cut again, emboss it again, because it just knocked it out of alignment a bit, so because you couldn't get it all bang on, so you can hensely see that it's a bit off. But isn't that gorgeous? Nice, shabby chic. And I've used a little flower just to cut out. That I've got one already here, ready for this one, from the Free as a Bird. And these gems are those beautiful Noble Peacock gemstones, and I added 3 little ones from there. Absolutely stunning. We're going to do the same again on this one. And to make my edges pop, not only have I added Winker Stella, I have used a sponge dauber and gone over the with the Rococo Rose, and just to fetch out the impression on the embossing folder, just to give it that vintage look as well. I sponged the inside circle. I was thinking I could have used a piece of Whisper White, but why would I waste that circle in the centre? And I did some stamp on stamp, you know, tone on tone, very beautiful. Our gorgeous ribbon. I realised I could get a full piece at the top, but then realised I was going to be over at the bottom, so I simply cut it to the width of the card, and then I cut it in half, just to give me that little bit. I may, if I position this right now, just keep a full strip for the top and a full strip for the bottom, because if I just gently move that up slightly, I might have enough space. But to tell you the truth, I'm liking what I've done there. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I had a strip left from a piece that I cut, and I didn't add extra ink. After I'd stamped that one and that one, I just opened my card quickly, stamped top and bottom, and this is a little little stamp, absolutely divine. So I'm loving this. I know it says prayers and heartfelt sympathy are with you and your family. Maybe if you get a card you need to send that sentiment for, then it would be absolutely beautiful. But I'm not a lover of sending sympathy cards. I obviously do send them, but it's not something I enjoy doing. I don't suppose any of us do, but so I use the wishing you a day of love and joy, and I am loving the font. Look how beautiful that font is. It's simply amazing. So I cracked out my new daubers because I haven't inked any of these up yet. These are spares, but these are my new ink colours for last year, and these are for the new ones this year. But I'm only going to, I put labels on them, see? I can get them out. But I've already gone over labels because these are the ones that I've just retired, and I didn't ink them up either. So if I need them and I'm going to use them for a project like this, this is my Rococo Rose. Rococo. You can Rococo or Rococo. I don't know. This is just a spare one, so I'm going to move that down there out of the way. And I can get them in these little holes. There we go. So yes, I'm only going to ink my double, and these are all spare ones because I've got another tray full of all the other colours. And I quite stupidly, should I say, where'd they gone now? Oh, shavings, I forgot. I've got a box of cards there. box of cards come today. I haven't filmed. I went and inked every single one of them up, so to save the time, but then I thought, well, what happens if I don't use any of those colours? I've simply stained my daubers now, and I don't need to. So there's 40 in here, which is great for my normal colours, but these, like I'm saying now, only if I need to use one am I going to ink them up. I'm not just going to purposely ink them up if I don't need to use them. So, but isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I've stamped around the outside of the card as well, because I didn't want that white little tiny border. If it's going to be looking shabby chic, then it's going to be looking shabby chic. Isn't that beautiful? So I use the same little stamp. What I might do this time, I did this after I put the paper down, and I think I'm going to do it before this time so I can really get in there. So I want that look around the edge of my card on the outside. But we are going to add paper, and because it looks like a different card with a white layer though, I like that as well, you know, because it gives you that little white layer all the way around. So we're just going to take it from there, and obviously I've got to add some Winker Stella. Beautiful bit of twine. I just adore this stuff. I think this is absolutely amazing ribbon, but it's way too big for this card to tie a bow. It would make a beautiful, but it's very stiff. Unless we were to get the length we wanted, I cut it in half and make 2 little bows, because I've cut it in half to do this. So, but I love it, absolutely, I love it. So I've got my dauber at the ready, the embossing folder to go with the oval at the ready, stamp sets at the ready. I have got a scrap piece of paper. I have got my card base, which I've already folded and scored at 4 1/8, so it's 8 1/4 by 5 7/8. Scored, folded and burnished in half. And I like to do 2 sides because it keeps it a bit flatter. I've got my DSP, which I adore. This DSP is absolutely stunning. Just love it. And this is 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. And this is exactly the same size, but like I'm saying, we're going to die cut our piece out first, and then we're going to run it through our embossing folder. So give me 2 seconds. I will do the die cutting first. I've just got, like I say, a box of cards I've just spotted that I haven't finished filming yet. There we go. And look at that. You wouldn't waste that, would you? I mean, that's... You could perhaps layer that on a card. And then, if you were thin enough, so you don't have to waste, cut your DSP slightly smaller to give you a tiny little border all over it. Oh my goodness, that would work a treat. Oh, actually, I might add that and then cut this a little bit smaller. What do you reckon? Take it like a 1/8 of an inch off. Let's just have a look-see. So this is 3 7/8. So if I take that down to 3 3/4, tiny little strip. Don't throw that in either, because we might be able to use that on the inside. And take this down to 5 1/2 instead of 5 5/8. And let's see if I can layer that up on there. So I'm not going to glue anything down first. So that would fit on there beautifully. And this would give me a tiny little pink border, and I mean tiny. May even have to take another tiny little slither off there. But you can't see those edges. And we're not wasting that piece of card. You can throw it in a bin if you want, but I don't think you need to. So I'm just going to take a little fraction, and I mean a little fraction off this one. I've literally pulled it back about 1/16 of an inch. Yeah, literally a fraction. So let's see. The sides I didn't want to take any off, and that works perfect. So I'm going to glue that onto there. Now we've utilised every last little piece of paper because we're going to use those two. Maybe that's the only piece we're going to lose, but I'm going to add that on the inside. How wonderful. We don't have to ruin anything or throw anything in the bin. Just stunning. So because this is so small, I'm just going to glue around the outside because I don't want to glue the centre yet. And I'm going to add that on. Never thought about that earlier, but I did have my card in wonky and it cut it through the centre. So because I've placed that, and don't worry about that glue poking out because that dries clear. So now that's glued on there. Once we've done our stamping, that will frame around our beautiful card. And instead of having a little whiteboard, now we've got the Rococo Road, and it's gorgeous. Isn't that perfect? So now all we've got to do with this is open it up and layer this inside. And I've got to make sure it's nice and straight. And just thinking, would it be better if I layered it on there and then close that one? Let's just have we're just having an experiment now. So you've got a little rip, you've got a tiny little ripple around there which gives it a little perforation, see that? So that's what we want to line up. You don't want to put it in and have it on the wonk because it won't look right. That is all covered. So I tell you what I'm going to do. Where's my little tab gone? I've got all my itty bitty punches in there, I love it. Oops! Everything's springing into life. So let's make sure we've got a little bit of washi on there. And I find Stampin' Up's washi is really, really strong, so I'm just going to wipe it on my hand. I'm going to put it on my t-shirt as well and take away most of it. Just having a little touch. So that looks perfect to me. I'm not going to try going through the two because I don't think I've pulled enough off. No. But I think I will hold it in the centre that way. I mean, I might be doing it wrong, you never know, but we'll have a look. I think I'm a little bit too high there. That's the good thing about this. You want to make sure you circle. So I can just literally lift that up a little bit. Let's line that up first. I mean, you could just, oh, that looks good. Oh, that's perfect, that is. So I'm then going to take a chance to lifting it back up. I might never get it back in the same place. So again, you only need one embossing plate because it's textured. You may need a shim though. I just went there and back. I think it's best to die cut first. I did it the other way around on the other card, and it was like knocked it all out of proportion. But this way is the best way, I think. Do your die cutting, line it up, make sure you've got it in the perfect centre. That circle to me now looks beautiful. Oh yes, definitely. Oh, I just hope I can get my tape off now because it's embedded it. Oh yes, that is perfectly straight. Love that. Absolutely gorgeous. So peel back gently because I've really been impressed into the... So this is a delicate operation now. Oh look, it's left a tiny little bit behind. There we go. Yeah, because normally when you get something like this, Stampin' Up! Fetch a video out, or when you go to buy, they'll have a little video so you can see how things work. And they haven't done it on every product, but I'm just a fraction, just a tiny little fraction, but I think that is more perfect than that one. So if you look at that one, I've got like, looks like 3 layers there. And oh, it's beautiful. It's got a tiny little ridged lip on it. You could have it either way. They both look absolutely beautiful. I think that's stunning. See what I mean about there? A little bit close there, and a little, but apart from that, that is absolutely stunning. Love it. So we're keeping this piece as well. So these are a bundle. You get 2 embossing folders and 2 shapes. And the other one is a rectangle. Just gorgeous. When I come to do this card again, I'm going to use the rectangle on the next, you know, after I've run through the alphabet. So let's just pop them to one side so I know where they are. I've not layered our card yet because now we're going to get the ink on the go. So I'm going to pop that. Why is that? Oh, it's alright. Must have had a tiny little bit of glue come through. So I'm going to keep that piece and I'm going to pop that on the inside. I know it's not as wide as the one that I've got or as long, but it doesn't matter. It's absolutely gorgeous. Let's do that right now. You don't waste bits that way. It's just so pretty. I mean, some people would look at me and say, are you for real that you're going to add that into your project? Yes, I am. Add a bit of lushness to things. Just have a look, see that's straight, it looks a bit... That's not too bad at all. And there's that little piece I threw, or was going to. I might just trim a little bit off that. And I mean a little bit, and just dress this corner. It's not all the way up there. It's not all the way down there. And that is literally the only bit of waste. Love it. Get on my fingers more than on the paper. Tends to be the case. Just smooth that out. Look, what's wrong with that? It's absolutely stunning. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to leave the card open for a minute whilst I get my ink out. I'm going to use that beautiful little stamp. And we're also, I need the scrap. And it's all the same colour. Don't worry about that, just line that up. You don't have to be perfectly straight. I'm going to go across the top as well because I've added that strip along the bottom. Lovely, and then we're just going to go around the outside of our card. Push the boundaries, isn't it? Do something different. I'm actually going to just grab this piece and I'm just going to randomly stamp this around the outsides because that's what I did earlier on my other one. You can barely see it, but it's there in the background, if you know what I mean. It's just taking shape somewhere else. So that will then be layered upon there. I think that's gorgeous. Look at the front now. Isn't that gorgeous? So let's pop that up there. Let's get our dauber this time. And just going to lightly sponge around the outside. Nothing too dark because I am going to be stamping in the same colour ink. So just aging it a little bit. And then I'm basically just going to go rubbing around the outside. See what a difference it makes? The ink is just getting caught up on where I've stamped, where the impression is. Don't want to rub too hard or you might knock the impression down. Absolutely beautiful. And then I'm just going to age the outside as well. It's just stunning. What a beautiful, as soon as I saw this one I was like, oh my god, this is going to be like so vintagey, shabby cheeky and just perfect. And the tone on tone is just perfect, absolutely perfect. You miss bits and you find bits, just darken them back up. Just beautiful. That is just so precious. I'm just going to give it a second rubbing all the way around so it's lightly darker. And I'm doing it as gentle as I can. That is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Look at that. Oops, isn't that gorgeous? I can see a bit there. That is stunning. Look at that. Oh my word. Just beautiful. absolutely beautiful. So there's my dauber. I'm going to pop that away. And now for that gorgeous stamp. Now I've lined this up perfectly on my block, but if you turn it over, it looks like it's slanting a bit, but I know it's not. So to check, I'm just going to line it up at the top. Roughly got 4 squares either side. And it's because you always look at, so I'm going to keep my block straight because I know it's, and I'm going to line it up with this line here at the top. And I know you're all looking and thinking, oh my gosh, it's slanted. It is. I'm going to come down one. I'm going to keep it in the centre. Look, and it is straight. But you can always practice on the other side first, as I did with that one. Oh, it's just absolutely stunning. I adore it. Absolutely beautiful. And I know those flowers are from a different set, but I think it goes beautifully together. So we got that little flourish as well. I'll show you what that looks like stamped. Isn't that beautiful? Stunning. I'm going to turn that round. And look how it just dresses that. Oh, perfection. So let's just get the inside of our card. I think I'll stamp full size this time. I just turned it over, then I can do the bottom. Beautiful. Again, it dresses the card inside, gives you somewhere to write. And all my stamps are clean now. Shall we check? My cloth isn't there. Yeah, they're all clean. Let's pop our Rococo Rose away. Get rid of this scrappy piece of paper now. I'm just going to have a swig of my coffee. Mr. Boyce fetched up for a press play. Oh, and it's gorgeous. So while there was no card or card stock or any embellishments on there now. Oh, I don't know. Oh, there, God, it's coming off. I'm just going to give that another press down because I want to make sure the card stays pretty flat. And if you like just having a tiny little border all around that, like I just done on here, it fits beautifully. And none of it's gone to waste. Now that's what I call a win-win situation. So check your distances either side. And then just burnish that down, spreading that glue out. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Thing is, now we're definitely going to have to cut that ribbon in half, aren't we? Because I have chopped more off. Unless we add it first. Let's see what that would look like. I kind of quite like it though, in half, so I'm going to do the same again. We're going to pop that on dimensionals in a minute. And you're thinking, how are you going to do that? I'll show you. So, it needs just to be straightened a little fraction. There we go. This one too. Perfect. Absolutely stunning colours. I'm going to have so much fun this year with these new in colours. I didn't think I was going to like them. when I saw on the photo, but having them in your hand, oh. And we're going to do the same, we're going to dress them that way. So the little lace is hanging on the edge. Just beautiful. Not the perfectly straight, but it doesn't matter, it's a handmade card. And I've got this little tape for this, and it's brilliant. As long as you don't go past the scallops. You could use glue as well, I suppose. But this is quicker and it's a very strong tape. Very strong. Just needs to be pressed down. And this way, your ribbon will last you twice as long if you're cutting it in half. It don't make you a skin flint neither, like my mother would say. Well, she was the original skin flint. Perfect. I love this tape as well. Oh, love it. And I get that from a UK company called Sticks 2 or Hobbycraft, and the range sell it as well. So let's just pop that lid on my art glitter glue. And then we can peel, this peels off lovely as well. It's just so easy to come off. Just trying to get anything. There we go. There we go. Pardon me. And then just add that to the bottom. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Again, the same way round. Fabulous. Oh, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. Isn't that gorgeous? Very shabby chicy, as you would say. So, there they go. I'm staring them in the face. I'm going to pop my dimensionals on. You may need a few, but it'll be worth it. Beautiful. And I'm even going to add some on the back of here as well. Oh my gosh, it's gorgeous, isn't it? I'm loving it. So we're going to add the frame first. No, we're not. Just squeeze. Mind you, I think we are, you know, because we need to, otherwise we may put this down and then not line it up properly. So let's remove the backings. You know, these lines on your dimensionals like this are handy because you could keep going around and you wouldn't know if the backings were off if you hadn't have put a mark on. So let's pop that there. Let's make sure we got a card opening the right way as well, yeah. Nice little 1/4 inch gap all the way around. And then you can just gently press them into place. Oh, it's divine. It's absolutely divine. And I forgot. And then just going to simply drop this back in its space. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Like I'm saying, I just got this tiny little piece and I am going to pop that into the top corner. So I'm going to grab a dimensional for that. Dimensionals go in at the top. And then I'm going to just have a little touch of glue at the bottom. Let's remove the backing as well. And just until you can't feel the dimensional anymore. Oh, that is just divine. Love it. Right, I need the glue again, but in a minute. Because we're going to get my linen thread and my little bow maker. And we're going to do another little triple bow. I'd love these. So I want it 1, 2, 3, and if you're too long, just pull it backwards, scoot that over, and get ready to tie, but don't pull on it yet. Oops, I'm bashing everything, so tails off. So I want probably that much. I'm going to poke them through. Whoops. That's it. I want them roughly in the centre, and then I'm going to pull on those two, making sure my knot comes into the centre. And you can pull it right down and gently lift it off. And you've got 3 loops and 3 tails on either side, and it's worth it to trim it off. So get them all the same length. Perfect. I love that bow maker so much. Oh, I love it. Isn't that cute? So you can separate these if you want. A blob of glue, and then that should be the last bit of glue in. Just going to pop that right there. It seems a bit loose. Give that a little tie. Oh, that is just gorgeous. And then just pop that on there, and that'll dry in no time. Just give that a little press. Try not to press too hard though. I never used to be into vintagey cards, but this is just beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Pop that away. Come on, pin. I'm going to grab my Winker Stella now. Always give it a good priming before you pull it out. It does darken it slightly for a minute, but once it dries, it's perfect. Get a little bit more primer there, that's better. Just add that little sparkle on there. Oh, pardon me. Beautiful. Oh, love that. That is gorgeous. And now for some more of these gorgeous little rhinestones. These are stunning. Very pretty. And I'm going to pop one in the flower. I'm going to dress one at the top this time. And we're going to pop one just down here. Oh my God, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, this is the one we just made. Just gorgeous. And this is the one I made before. Absolutely stunning. There we go. I thought I'd give you a treat instead of making you wait for at least another 40 cards, because W is right up there with all the rest. I did try adding one of these little petals, but it didn't look right, so I took it off. And hence the reason I wanted to put a little flower in there somewhere. But that is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Absolutely love it. I do hope you like it as well, and I would really love a thumbs up. Please press the share button as well, that'd be amazing. And if you've never subscribed to me before but would like to see what else I make, please don't forget to press the button in the corner, and then press the little bell as well. You'll get notifications then each time I upload a video, which tends to be on a daily basis. So thank you for watching. Come back again and I'll see you all soon. Bye.